Hey guys, it's Wednesday, it's Waistline Wednesday, it's day 68 and you are going to get into a session and all you need is a kettlebell, a dumbbell or something similar. It's a single hand weight. It's something we can swing, clean, thruster, snatch, lift and then also use in our core exercise. So all you need is some space, not space, space. And a kettlebell or dumbbell. How you doing, Suzanne? Hey, Connor J. Mullen. What's the J stand for, Connor? Don't give me something boring like John. Give me something good. Give me something good. Hey, Aoife, how are we? 2 doors up. Jenny Coon, how we doing, guys? So come on in. All you need is your weight, your dumbbell, your kettlebell, whatever it is, and a little bit of space. And then we'll get cracking into our workout. And then Connor J. Mullen is going to tell us what the J stands for, or is he not? Hey, Crav. Hey, Nave. How are we doing? Jesus. Connor Jesus Mullen. Yeah, that sounds about right. Excellent. All right, hey teens, how are we? Ursula, how are we doing? Come on in, get your bell, get your floor space. We probably need a mat for this one because we're going to do a lot of work. Hey Mark, we're going to be doing a lot of work on the floor with our kettlebells or our dumbbells, whatever it is that you're using. So a couple more seconds and then I'll brush my COVID hair. Look at the length of that hair out of my eyes, and then we'll get into, I think it's starting to grow into my brain. Hey Michelle, Barry, how we doing? Hey Arrigo, hiya. Carol, is this session 68 for you as well, Carol? Let me know if it is. Yeah, so day 68. What's that, our 14th week then, Nick?
Sorry?
It's our 14th week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Still married?
Yeah.
Madly in love?
No.
No? Oh, God.
With the paintbrush, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, guys, so we'll get into it. Let's get into our warm-up. So let's get ourselves into a squat position. We're going to hook our fingers under our toes and we're going to raise our hips as high as possible. Stretch out those hamstrings. Relaxing your shoulder blades, letting the hamstrings and the lower back stretch out, and then pull yourself down into a nice deep squat. And we push our knees out with our elbows for 3, and then we raise those hips up nice and high again. Stretching out the hamstrings as the back of the thighs, and then sitting back down into the squat again. Good, so again, transition between high and low for about 3 seconds each time. And then you want to shift your weight left and right when you're up high just to stretch out the hamstrings just a little bit more. The whole idea behind this is to mobilize. That's the one. What have we got on telly today, Nick?
90s anthem.
90s anthems rock, is it? Here we go. Well, it's Green Day, so I'm guessing. Yeah, MTV Rocks. Supersonic 90s anthems. Okay, so we're now going to go forward into a plank. And we're going to bring our right leg under our body. So we're going to get our glute. So we're going to bring that right leg under the body. And we're stretching out that right hip. The left leg is nice and straight out behind you. We're going to hold that there for 3 seconds. 2, 1. And then we're going to bring the right leg back. Draw the left knee up and under the body. And stretch out that left butt cheek, left glute. 2, 1. And then change again. Nice and slow. Take your time. Take your time. So control the breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, relaxing the shoulder blades, and changing, we're just letting our body warm up the joints, the tendons, the ligaments, and getting that blood pressure and that blood flow around the body. And then change one more time each side. That's the one. And then last time. So we're then going to go on to our backs. So flat on your back. Arms out nice and straight, crucifix style. Raise that leg up into the air and across the other side. And then change other side. So it's up, over as far as we can, keeping the shoulder blades flat on the floor. What we're looking to get is as much of a twist on the spine as possible. You may get a few clicks and cracks going on there. That's just the tendon or the ligaments returning back to their original position. Don't freak out. If you do freak out, let me know. It's hilarious when people freak out and they get clicks and cracks on their back. That's it, so relaxing through the shoulder blades, big exhale as that leg draws across and tries to stretch out and rotate as much as possible through the back. Couple more reps and then we're going to get up and we're going to get into some lunges and up we get. Okay, so we're going to go into lunges. So we're going to go start with our feet hip width. We're going to take a big step forward, drop the knee to the floor, and then we're going to put our 2 hands on the floor and then rotate left, rotate right, and then come back up out of that lunge. Maintain the gap, lunge forward, knee down, rotate left, rotate right, and then come back up out of that lunge. So again, we're just bringing some more full body movement into the play to get you ready to go. Keep that going, one more either side. So we're going to do an accumulator today. So accumulator is picking up a new exercise with every round. So we're going to start at the top of the list of exercises, and it's going to be 30 seconds on each exercise and rest, up you come. So we're going to go for 30 seconds on the first exercise, then it's back to the top of the list, and it's 30 seconds on the first exercise, 30 seconds on the second exercise. So we're going to go kettlebell cleans for 30 seconds, you get a 5-second breather, then it's kettlebell cleans, and then kettlebell hurdles where we're on our back and we're raising our legs over and back. So every second exercise we do is emphasizing the core work. 10 seconds, get your kettlebell. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, right hand on the bell or two hands, 2, 1, drive the floor away and catch it on the chest. Bell back to the floor, drop the hips, drive the floor away aggressively and catch it on the chest. The aim today is just to continuously move at a regular pace that you can maintain. It's not Tabata pace, but it's not a crawl either. Because it's a 30-second set, you're able to keep the tempo high whilst also maintaining that posture and technique because it doesn't break down over a prolonged period of time. 2, 1, rest 5 seconds. We're gonna go back to the top of the list, which is cleans. This time we're gonna go left hand. 2, 1, let's go. Drive the floor away, catch it on the chest. So we're going to, after this, we're going to put the bell on the floor and we're going to sit with our legs out nice and straight. We're going to do a hurdle over the bell with the 2 heels and then over to the other side back. And we're going to keep that going. The floor is very light, touched with the heels. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell on the floor. Sit down, lean back, hand support, legs straight. And raise the legs up, tip, back, tip, up, tip, back, tip. Keep that going. So we're really focusing on the lower core, but also on the transverse abs as we hold ourselves in a nice steady position. So think ninja. You don't want to hear your feet touch the floor on either side of the bell because you're controlling the lowering aspect at all times. 5 seconds, we're back to the top and we're into cleans again. 2, 1, up we get. Back to the top of the list. 2, 1, let's go. Drive the floor away, catch it on the chest. So it's now kettlebell cleans, kettlebell hurdles, and then kettlebell thrusters. Big shoulder, our shoulders pulled back, big exhale as we drive the floor away with a big squeeze on the stomach at the top. So 10 seconds, and then we're into our hurdles. 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell on the floor. Into your hurdles. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So every round going forward from now on is going to be starting with the cleans, and you'll be picking up a new exercise as we go. So in 17 seconds we're up. We're going to take the bell in our right hand. We're going to push our hips back and down into a squat, and then we're going to do thrusters as we come out of that squat. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Back to the bell on the right shoulder. 3, 2, 1. Hips go back and down. Power the floor away, and that bell gets driven above the head. So remember, the big muscles are doing the driving. Keep those knees pushed out. Soles of the feet flat on the floor, and it's a big brace on the core. So we've 12 seconds. We're back to the top of the list, and we're going into cleans again. So I'm going to go into my left hand cleans because I've done right, left, right. 2, 1, and back to the top. We're going into cleans. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So again, coil the spring, sit the hips down, chest proud, back nice and straight. Drive the floor away, pin the shoulder blades throughout, squeeze your stomach at the top. It's all about aggression through the soles of those feet. Good stuff. So 12 seconds, we're going to put the bell on the floor and we're going into our hurdles. 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell on the floor, into our hurdles. 3, 2, 1, let's go. over tip, back tip. And again, go slow on the core work because we really want to emphasize the stomach muscles doing the work as opposed to the momentum keeping us going. 13 seconds. And then we're up into our thrusters again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Grab your bell onto the right shoulder. 2, 1. Let's go. So at the end of this, we're back into, we're going to go left side because I did right side thrusters last time and I don't want the OCD universe to come crashing down around me. Now right, Nick? So, back to my train of thought. 10 seconds. We're down onto the floor. We're going to set up as if we're doing hurdles again, but this time we're going to thread the needle. So we're going to draw our knees into our chest and then extend the legs out to one side, draw them into the chest, out to the other. Bell on the floor. Sit down as if you're about to do hurdles. Draw your knees into your chest, out the other side of the bell, into the chest, out the other side. So we're threading the needle either side of the bell. In 20 seconds time, we're back to the top of the list, and that will start with our cleans. So remember, every second exercise is core, so I want to see a nice low tempo, but a real emphasis on focusing on the stomach muscles to keep you working. 2, 1, up we get. Back to cleans. 2, 1, let's go. So personal goals, guys, while you're training, I want you to really focus on keeping those transitions to 5 seconds maximum. Do not take a 6 or 7 second break. Keep it to 5. And the reason I have it at 5 is because it gives you a target in which to move to the next exercise, as opposed to taking liberties. 4, 3, hurdles in. 2, 1, bell on the floor. Back to our hurdles. 2, 1, let's go. Over tip and back. And again, nice and slow. Control is the element here. You gotta be a control freak when it comes to your core work. Otherwise you're gonna start generating momentum, and momentum is not your friend if you're trying to get abs. 12 seconds, 11, 10, well, abs are in the fridge, but again, it requires control. 7 seconds, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get, back to thrusters, holding in the right hand because then all is right in the world. And let's go. Straight up over the head. Hips back and down, pushing through the soles of the feet. Really exaggerate the width on those knees. Try to keep the knees over the outside of your foot as opposed to falling on the instep of your foot. So really push them out as wide as possible. 7 seconds and we're down, and we're going to thread the needle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down we get. Back onto the hands, knees out loud, knees into chest, legs out straight on the right. Knees into chest, legs out straight on the left. And keep that going. So again, visualize what's going on with your core. How is it working? Your lower core is drawing your knees in, your transverse abs are holding you, and then your lower core is allowing you to extend your legs back out again. But it's all under control. 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3, clean and jerk next. 2, 1, up we get. So we're gonna go into a full clean. So that's a clean up to the chest, a full squat, and an overhead press. We are now combining our clean and our thruster into a full clean and jerk. So it's a full clean up to the chest, and then it's a squat underneath, and it's not a squat unless those hips are parallel or lower than with the floor, and then we're powering above the head. So in 7 seconds we're back to the clean, and you don't have to drop the hips right down as you catch the bell. And back to the top of the list, we're into cleans. You can catch that bell on the chest without dropping the hips. Let's go. So what we're doing here is we're generating power to drive that bell up to the chest. And that power is generated by the leg and hip extension. You're just not dropping underneath it into a full squat, which means you have to generate more power because technically that bell has to go higher. 7 seconds, and they're into hurdles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell down. Into our hurdles. 2, 1. Let's go. Over tip, back very lightly tip. And again, it's all about keeping the legs straight, because the longer the legs, the more stress is going to go through the core, because the core is the point of rotation, the fulcrum. The shorter the lever, the less energy goes through the core. So think about it. The longer your legs, the better return. The shorter your legs, the more bent your legs are, the less the return. 3, 2, 1. Up we get. We're into thrusters. I'm going to go left side. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So we're keeping those knees pushed well out to the side. Big inhale as we kick our hips back. Big exhale as we brace our core and push ourselves away from the floor. Nice work. So in 15 seconds, we're back down onto the floor. And we're going to be threading that needle. 7 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell on the floor. Thread the needle. 2, 1. Let's go. In, back out the other side. In, back out the other side. And think about what's happening with that core. Why you're holding yourself back, holding your tension on the stomach muscles. Why you're drawing your knees into your chest. That's it. So in 12 seconds, we're going back into our squat clean. So that's where the bell gets up to the chest and you drop underneath it immediately. But you got to get up to the chest before you drop down. And rest. Up we get. 2, 1. Let's go. Up into your squat, punching above the head. So it's all the way up into your squat, thruster above the head. So after this, we're back onto our backs. We're going to have the bell in our hands, and we're going to have our knees and hips at 90 degrees. So the knees are off, or the hips are off the, sorry, I'll start again. The knees are bent at 90 degrees, the feet are off the floor. You're holding the bell over your chest. 2, 1, let's go. Onto the floor. 2 hands on the bell, knees bent at 90 degrees, and you're going to sit up and put the bell on your shins, back down. We are not swinging the bell. We are merely sitting up, putting the bell on your shins like they're a table, and coming back down. We are trying not to bend the elbows. We are trying not to swing the bell. We are keeping the tension on the stomach muscles. 8 seconds. We're back to the top of the list. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Back to our cleans. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So think about the wrist rotation. So the thumb on the clean starts facing the body, like you're giving it a thumbs down. And then as you come up, the hand does a full 180. And the thumb then faces the body again at the top. But the palm is now facing across the body, as opposed to away from the body. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down on the floor, hurdles. 2, 1, let's go. All the way over, legs straight, all the way back after a tip on the floor. What's next, Nick? Thrusters. We're gonna do thrusters. 20 seconds to go.
You don't pay me for this.
Oh, I don't pay you at all.
Exactly.
You're married to me because you love me. 10 seconds, 9, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
7 seconds, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Thrusters. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. She just threatened to throw a kettlebell at me. Domestic violence. 20 seconds to go, and then we're back on the floor, and we're going to thread the needle. So it's a big inhale as we push our hips back and down. Big exhale as we brace our core and aggressively push that floor away. And then we just steer that bell off the shoulder. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell on the floor. Thread the needle either side of the bell. 2, 1. Let's go. So what's next, Nick?
Clean and jerk.
Clean and jerk. So we're looking for a full squat before we a full squat clean. There's a mouthful. 13 seconds, and then we're going into our squat clean into our overhead press. So it's a combination of what we've done over the last two, the clean and the thruster. 3, 2, 1, up we get. Clean and jerk. 3, 2, Beastie Boys. 1, let's go. Up, full squat, overhead press. And then we're going to change hands on the next round because I'm freaking out. Have I got enough sets done on my right compared to enough sets done on your left? If you're like me, you're just going to have to play the video back afterwards and count, aren't you? And then add them all up and make up the difference. Off camera. 5 seconds, then we're on to Nick. 3, 2, 1.
The
Knee things. Down we get. On our back, hold the bell across our chest. We're going to raise it up and put it on our chin. Let's go. So we're not getting momentum through the bell. Their emphasis is on keeping that bell as static as possible as we squeeze our core and drive ourselves up to our shins. 15 seconds and then we're up into kettlebell snatch. That's where you're going to use 2 hands or 1 to drive the bell away from the floor with the legs and hips and steer it above the head with the energy you've created. 2, 1, up we get. Put 1 hand or 2 on the bells. 3, 2, 1, drive it away from the floor above the head. What's wrong, Nick?
Nothing.
You looked confused there.
No.
You're trying to figure out which was left and right again?
No. Shut up.
15 seconds. 12 seconds. 11, 10, 9, 8. Then we're back to the top and we're going to clean. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the top of the list. We're into cleans. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Sit the hips down. Drive the floor away. Catch on the chest. Pushing the hips back. Sitting them down. Drive the floor away through the soles of the feet. And catch on the chest. And again, keep an eye on those shoulder blades. They should be pinned together like you're holding a tennis ball at all times. Whew. So we got 12 seconds. And then we're into what, Nick? Tumbleweed. Hurdles. 3, 2, 1. And on the floor. Just blindly following instructions. That's that girl. Okay, let's go. Over tip and back tip. Just how when the camera's off, the roles are massively reversed. And I religiously follow her instructions without question.
Yeah.
Oh, and I get a really good mark at the end of the week in my weekly review. Isn't that right, Nick? Gold star on the chart. And I'm allowed to have dessert after Saturday sessions. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4. What's next, Nick? 3, 2, 1. Up we get. We're back on the bell into thrusters. She's doing well. Hips back and down. Drive the floor away. Bell gets propelled above the chest. Sure, look. If you can't take the piss out of your other half, what else would you do? Isn't that why we're married?
Yeah.
17 seconds. I'm a brave man in front of the camera. When the camera's off, oh, I just run. Look at us, we're wearing the same, look, green top. Look, I never thought of that. Dressing the same way as well. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell down, thread the needle. Whew. Remember, legs nice and straight. Keep the rest to an absolute minimum. Let's go. So we don't want to exceed that 5-second break time. If you exceed it, the heart rate will drop. We want to keep that heart rate sky high for the duration. Lean back very lightly on the hands so the stomach is actually holding you primarily, and then you are drawing these into the chest using the lower core. Whew, 7 seconds, and then we're up into squat clean and jerk. 2, 1. Up we get. Hand on the bell. 3, 2, 1. Clean it off the floor. Squat it. Punch it. And remember the theory, if you break the elbow early, you lose the energy. So the idea there is you keep the arms straight until the legs have finished their job of fully locking out. And only then do you sympathetically bend your elbow and let the bell push it out of the way. So we're going to go into our shin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down we get. We're putting the bell up onto our shin in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Sitting up with the upper core, placing that bell on your shins, and then lying back down. So we're really focusing on just keeping those arms directly above the chest, and the core is doing the work. You're not rocking, your core is fully extending and then contracting to drive you up. 5 seconds, then we're into the snatch. 4, 3, 2, 1, up we get. So today's Wednesday. Last Monday we had Nick Campbell. Jade, let's go into our snatch. Last Monday we had Nick Campbell. I don't know if she's training, I didn't see her name here. Come in and help me out. And she had a deck of cards. And the deck of cards, every card related to a specific exercise. Both our internet connections were crap for some reason. Her sound went, then her screen went, then my sound went, then she got her 2 decks of cards mixed up. It was a hilarious calamity of a mess up. Okay, we're down onto the floor. We're gonna do a sit up using our left hand on the floor, pushing that bell to the sky with the right hand. Oh, so you'd think we learned our lesson. No, I think we're gonna go again on Monday. So who wants to be in the driving seat on Monday's session? I've already got a couple of volunteers, but throw your name in the hat and we'll see. 5 seconds, we're back to the top of the list. 4, 3, cleans in 2, 1, and cleans. Let's go. From the floor, straight up, go, go, go. So again, the thumb faces the body at the bottom and the thumb faces the body at the top. The only difference is the palm is facing the other way when you get to the top and the bottom. So again, we're generating the power with the legs. 13 seconds, 12, 11, 10 seconds, and then we're into hurdles. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell on the floor. Leaning back, legs nice and straight. Into our hurdles, 2, 1. Let's go, over and back. So if you are in this for the fat loss element, that means you got to keep your heart rate elevated for as long a period as possible. So if you start to take breaks longer than 5 seconds, your heart rate is going to start dropping and we're not going to be able to keep it up high. And if it doesn't stay up high, it's not going to be as effective on the body fat burn. So we got to really keep the heart rate up high. So that means you take only 5 seconds, no more, in order to change. And up we get into our thrusters. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. If you're in it for the muscular building, we need perfect technique and full range of movement. If you're in it for muscle increase in size, guys, you want to increase your reps with that perfect technique, but also slow down on the eccentric. So that's on the lowering down element of the squat, for example. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell on the floor. So I didn't quite get that, Ronan. Can you give me a summary? Okay, let's go. Thread the needle. The summary is as follows. If you want to burn body fat and get cardio, do not let your body rest longer than the 5 seconds. If you want to get more muscular toning, really emphasize the range of movement and the technique. If you want to get more muscle building, tack a slow eccentric load onto the full range of movement and technique. 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Clean and jerk. 3, 2, 1. Drive from the floor, catch on the shoulder, full squat, overhead press. So what's eccentric? Eccentric, in a nutshell, in its simplest form, is the body moving into a position while under resistance or under strain. So for example, the eccentric part of a squat is where you're lowering down into the position with the weight, and the concentric is the explosive nature out of that position. So it's a squat, it's lowering down. Okay, bell on into shin touches. So with a squat, this is lowering down. And with a thruster, for example, let's go. With a thruster, it is lowering down. Give me an example of a push-up. Eccentric would be when you're lowering towards the floor. That's the one. It's always where your body is putting itself into position under pressure. So the slower you go on eccentric with the perfect posture, the better it is for you and the muscles. 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get, snatch lift. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So that's it in a nutshell, explained by a guy training just as hard as you and out of breath just as much as you. Don't expect it all to go in. That's fine. You just ask me questions if you have them. 15 seconds, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10 seconds, then we're into our oblique sky reach, using one elbow on the floor to rotate. I started with my right hand, so I'm going to go left hand next, and down we get. Holding the bell on my left hand, right hand on the floor, and up we get. So I'm really sitting up, driving that bell to the sky. My elbow on the floor is helping me up, and I'm eccentric loading on the way back down, which means slowly under control, back to the floor, through the core. I'm not bending my elbow, holding the bell, because that generates momentum. We don't want that. Whew. 7 seconds, and then we're up, we're back on the bell, and we're going into rear lunge. 2, 1, up we get. Holding that bell on the right side. Rear lunge, 3, 2, 1, kick back, drop knee, push off left foot. So here's a perfect example of an exercise where people shirk range of movement. So 90% of people will stop their knee about an inch or two, or whatever, 2 centimeters to 3 centimeters off the floor and come back up. You're actually getting rid of probably about 30 to 40% of the benefit of the lift by not getting your knee all the way down to the floor height, because then your glute can't contract. 2, 1, back to the top, into cleans. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we gotta, oh, that's not clean, that's a snatch. So we gotta focus on the full range of movement. Are you getting your hips low enough? Are you getting the bell low enough? Are you getting the bell high enough? Are you locking out in the right position? Are your hips finishing fully upright with your stomach muscles tight? If the answer is no to any of them, then you are not getting the full range of movement, and therefore you're not going to get the full benefit on the muscles. 4, 3, 2, 1. Onto the floor, into the hurdles. 3, 2, lean back, 1, let's go. Over tip, back tip. Over tip, back tip. Whew. I used to work with a guy from Tip, and he was adamant that his first breath was in Tipperary, until I pointed out to him that the maternity hospital at that time was probably in Limerick, to which he replied, but I held my breath all the way home. 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get into our thrusters. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Punch it to the sky. So it's big inhale, hips back and down, pushing the knees out to the side, really aggressively. The wider the knees go, while the soles stay flat on the floor, the better. So really exaggerate those knees out to the side, keeping the posture on the shoulder blades and keeping the soles of the feet in contact with the floor. 10 seconds, and then we're into thread the needle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bell on the floor. Thread the needle. We're going to bring the knees into the chest and back out. Let's go. So again, focusing on that 5 second being the maximum rest period you allow yourself. Yes, you can slow down the reps, but that doesn't mean you stop. You keep moving, which in turn keeps the heart rate elevated. And you're getting full range of movement, which in turn keeps the heart rate elevated. But if you stand still for more than 5 or 6 seconds, yes, the heart rate's going to drop, but we want to keep it up high. 3, 2, 1, up we get. Clean and jerk with a full squat. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So again, stick to what you know. You know your cleans, you know your thrusters. So let's combine those two and focus on the technique over the tempo. Because right now, we've been going hard enough that that heart rate is nicely elevated and it's going to stay up there. And all you got to do is keep kicking the ball up in the air. Don't let it touch the floor. 4, 3, 2, 1. On your back, shin taps. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Up, tip, back down. And again, we are focusing on the upper core doing the work, and then you're under control all the way up and also on the way down. Don't just let gravity slop you down to the floor, because you're going to get nothing out of that. Whew. So in 12 seconds, snatch lift. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Hand on the bell, get ready to lift that straight above the head in one movement. 2, 1, let's go. So, again, we are staying with that timing rigidly. We are working our ass for 30. We are resting for no more than 5 while transitioning to the next exercise. We are not hanging around unless we absolutely need it, i.e. the posture is going, the technique is going, and everything's failing. Whew. Rear lunges next. Oh, sorry, it's not. It's oblique sky reacher next. On your backs. Right hand in the air, left elbow on the floor. Let's go. Whew. So again, look at the technique. Have a look and see if you're generating momentum from anywhere. If you are, try and stop it. So we're trying to put as much through the core. So keep those knees steady like a full glass of water on each one. Woo. Dig that elbow into the floor. Drive yourself up. Get ready to go rear lunge. 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Left arm, left leg. Woo. 3, 2, 1. Kick that left leg back. Drop the knee all the way to the floor. Drive through the right foot. Remember, full range of movement. So we're going to go into Russian twists next. So we're going into sit on the floor, lean back till the stomach's nice and tight, and then we're dragging that bell all the way around to one side and all the way back. Pushing through the sole of that right foot until we do. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Hit the floor, lean back. Ow, don't prop my ass. Heels very lightly on the floor and twist. I want you to unlock your ankles and put your heels very lightly on the floor, because that can then allow you to really concentrate on leaning back fully and then rotating fully. After this, we are into our second last round of work, and not a burpee to be seen. Nice work. 3, 2, 1, up we get. We're into our second last round, starting with cleans. Let's go. Drive the floor away onto the chest. Ignore what I'm doing, I'm trying to snatch it. Because I'm an idiot, she says. Getting tired now. Are you getting tired now, Nick?
Yeah.
Tired of listening to me?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to agree to that one. That's it, almost there. We're going into our hurdles next. Now when I say full body, this is full body today, especially on the posterior and the core. And down, bell on floor. Legs either side, leaning back. Ready to raise, let's go. Over tip, back tip. And we're in our second last round. So the next time you do kettlebell clean at the top of the list will be the last time for today. Little asterisk beside that. Kettlebell clean and jerk doesn't count. That's it, guys. So again, the next time you do hurdles over and back will be the last time. And into thrusters, let's go. Up we get, bell on the hand, onto the shoulder, feet shoulder width, hips back and down, knees pushed out to the side, and aggressively push that floor down. We are almost home, guys. Stay with me. Good, tough session today. Setting the benchmark for the rest of the week. We're staying on top of what we're eating. We're justifying our splurges with pre-planned training. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down, bell on the floor, thread the needle. Let's go. What's after thread the needle, Nico?
Clean and jerk.
Ah, that girl. Clean and jerk with a full squat with a smile. Oh. This isn't a grimace, it's a smile. She tries her best to make me laugh. Oh, one of these days I'm going to put a sneaky camera in here and catch her and just show you guys what she gets up to. 3, 2, 1, yeah.
Get a sneaky thing.
Let's go. Oh, for those of you who don't know my wife personally, she is extremely neat and tidy when it comes to pretty much everything except me in her life. That goes for the house. So if I was to bring something home that has never been in the house before and leave it on the table, not long later, a few minutes later, she would actually say to me, are you not going to put it in its place? Because she has it in her head already where that thing lives in our house from now on. So in order to get a camera in, will be very tough. And down we get, onto the floor. So we're going into our shin taps. Let's go. Oh, oh, there we go. Feeling that on the upper abs. Feeling it across the waistline, belly button, oh, to upper rib. Or sorry, lower rib, upper core, lower rib. Whew. So after this, what's next, Nick?
Snatch.
Snatch lift. Whew. So again, take the momentum out of the equation. Oh, and up we get. Snatch lift. 3, 2, 1. Drive the floor away. So remember, no matter how tired you are, you have to stay switched on with the top 2 inches. You gotta focus. And by I mean top 2 inches, as long as you don't get it, I mean your brain. So you've got to really focus on which muscles are working, how your body is going to be holding itself, and how much explosive power you need. We're going into oblique sky reach next. And down we go. Oblique sky reach, holding that bell in one hand, other elbow on the floor. Let's go. Sitting up, and you're the momentum police for core. You do not want to let any momentum take over. We want a nice, slow, controlled movement, which really taxes the stomach muscles, the core. Oh, and if you work that nice and slowly, you're going to get a really good return, and you're going to have a stronger core, a more protected spine, better posture. And up we get. Woo. So we're going into our rear lunge. You're going to hold on the right side, and let's go. Kick back, drop knee, push off sole of foot. So again, we are looking to use the whole sole of the foot. That's the one. We got Russian twist next. And then after Russian twist, we're going into clean to rear lunge. Try and stay with the same side you've just done now. That's the one. And Russian twist, let's go. Onto the floor. Lean back, legs unlocked, heels very lightly on the floor, and twist. So what we're trying to focus on here is the abs holding you up as you lean back, and a big rotation on the abs as we twist left and right. If you don't have that tension on your core, lean back more. If you're still struggling, get rid of the weight and emphasize the range of movement. After this, we're back up into clean to rear lunge. Right hand, right leg. 2, 1, up. Woo. Right hand on the bell. You're going to clean it and then do a rear lunge. Let's go. Up, rear lunge, finish tall. Back down to the floor with the bell. Up, rear lunge, finish tall, back down to the floor with the bell. So again, it's a clean first, it's a rear lunge second. There's very little rest between the two, so you're blurring the lines so it looks like one exercise. You're maintaining the posture on the shoulder blades at all times. You're keeping the stomach tight. We're going back to our cleans. 3, 2, 1. Back to our cleans, top of the list. Last time through. 2, 1, let's go. So we are now knocking every exercise off the list. This is the last time you're going to do vanilla cleans. Shoulders back, chest out, head up. Drive the floor away. Squeeze your stomach at the top, and it's all about pushing the bell away from the floor as opposed to pulling it. Next, we're into our hurdles for the last time. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell down. Into our hurdles. Leaning back. And let's go. Over, tip, and back. So you guys are about 6 minutes away from the finish line. If not less. I think it's 5.5 at this stage. Who's going to split hairs over 30 seconds, huh? After the hurdles, we're into thrusters. Oh. Whew. Ready to go in 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get into our thrusters. Knock it off the list. 3, 2, 1, and go. Hips back and down. Knees really driven out to the side. Pushing aggressively through the soles of the feet. And that bell in turn gets pushed to the sky. And that is a high calorie count today. Woo-hoo. Good stuff. Not bad for 30 seconds on. Whoa. So after these thrusters, we're going to be going into what, Nick? She can't remember.
The shin things.
The shin things. No, thread the needle. Oh. And bell down on the floor. Draw the knees into the chest and out the other side. Whew. Let's go. Knees in, out the other side. Knees in, out the other side. Whoa. That's a boy, Zach. He's just joining in now on the session. Good man. So copy mommy there. Whoa. Go on, down onto your bum. Knees into your chest like this. And then back out. Good lad. Whew. We're going into full clean and jerk next. Ready to stand up in 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Whew. Feet nice and wide. Hips down, back nice and straight. Driving the floor away. Let's go. And then it's a full squat into an overhead press. Good man. That's the one. Well done, Zacho. Full squat, overhead press. Good man. So drive the floor away with the feet. Refuse to let go of the bell. It travels of its own accord to the shoulders. Sit your hips down. Drive the floor away and steer it above the head. It's up to the shin taps next. 4, 3, 2, 1, and shin taps onto your back. Holding the bell above your chest and sitting up. Bell pops up onto the shin and back. So we're not swinging the arms. We are merely moving the upper body to get that bell up onto the shins. Oh, everything's starting to hurt now. Hip flexors, core, shoulders. Whew. After this, what are we on, Nick? Snatch lift. Oh, 3, 2, 1, up we get. Last snatch lift. 3, 2, 1, let's go. And just like the cleans, we are driving that floor away aggressively through the soles of the feet and refusing to let go of that bell. So it in turn travels up the body and out the top. And the only job the arms have is maintaining control and steering. We're going to go into oblique sky reacher next. 3, 2, 1. Down we get on the floor. So using that elbow, driving the bell to the sky, let's go. Removing all momentum out of the equation and putting it fully on the abs. Okay, Nick, I genuinely can't remember what's next now. Lunges, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's rear lunges next. So really focusing on using my abs to sit me up without swinging that bell. We got 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, stay with me. 3, 2, 1, up we get. Whew. So we're into our rear lunge again. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Kicking that leg back, drop, drive off the sole of the foot. Kick the leg back, drop, drive off the sole of the foot. So, Russian twists, and then it's clean to rear lunge. We're going to stay with the same side we're rear lunging now, just like we did on the last round. We did the other side. And then we're into windmills to finish. So again, remember, full range of movement. Maintain posture and core, and keep the pressure to the sole of the foot. And down we get, Russian twists. Leaning back, feet unlocked, and let's go, rotate. Just because we're near the finish line, guys, does not mean the technique starts to go to pot. If anything, it's an acknowledgement that we're tired. And when we're tired, the body starts to look for shortcuts. So if anything we gotta do is really focus on staying switched on with the technique and posture. Ready to go left side clean and rear lunge in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Left hand clean, left leg rear lunge. 2, 1. Let's go. All the way up, rear lunge back and down. Bell back to the floor. Whew. So, this is our second last 30-second round. After this, we're going into windmills. We're going to do 2 rounds of windmills. 30 seconds on the right side, 30 seconds on the left side, and then it's done. Stay with me, guys. You're almost home, you've come this far. Keep going. We're flying through it today. And rest. Right hand above the head, feet shoulder width, left hand in between and on the inside of the leg. Turn your thumb to face behind you and rotate down. Reach towards your ankle, come back up. Running the left hand down the left leg, bend the left knee and come back up. Keeping the thumb pushed behind you at all times. Keeping an eye on that bell at all times. Oh, nice work, 10 seconds. And then we're going to change into the last side of the day. 3, 2, 1, and change. Left hand up, thumb facing behind you, feet shoulder width. Right hand runs down the inside of the right leg to the foot. Whew. We're keeping the left leg nice and straight. Oh, and we're really focusing on bending that right knee as the left leg stays straight. Turn to keep an eye on that bell. Emphasis is on the core and shoulders. Oh, last 10 seconds of the day. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell down, rest. Whew. Now you can take more than 5 seconds rest. Well done, guys. Hey, Aveen Timmons, how's it going? Let me just stop this timer because it will drive me mad. I dream about this bloody timer going off in my head. Okay, how are we all feeling, guys? Claire Taff Coughlin joined. You're a bit late, Claire, but don't worry, because as soon as we finish this video will be going live on our Instagram TV, which is accessible 24/7, 365. And you can take it, and if you're really good at imagining that it's live, you can play away as if it's live. Hey, Kathy McGrady, thanks for the thumbs up. Whew, serious. You're right. Big fist bomb for you from you as well, Neve. I am absolutely soaking. Look at the last little remaining bit of non-sweat. Everything else is covered in sweat. Okay, guys, so we did a lot of work there on our posterior, so we're going to just stretch our hamstrings, our groin, our lower back, and our shoulder blades and shoulders. So feet nice and wide. You should be getting a stretch on the inside of the legs before you do anything else. Soften on the knees, stick your bum out the back, and just drop the backs of your hands to the floor. So the knees should be slightly unlocked, the hips should be reaching out behind you, the shoulder blades should be opening out, and the arms just dangling freely from the shoulders. So we're stretching our hamstrings, our groin, our lower back, our T-spine and thoracic spine, shoulder blades, and our actual shoulders. So control the breathing in through nose, out through mouth, slowing it all down. Now we want the heart rate to drop, and we want it to drop pretty quickly. In through nose, out through mouth. You're in control of your heart rate, and how you control your heart rate is by concentrating on relaxing every muscle into the stretch and slowing your breathing down. So in through nose, nice big deep breath in through the nose. Hold it for a second, let the body capitalize on the oxygen in there, and then slowly controlled exhale it out. So you're forcing yourself to slow that heart rate down by restricting the way you pull the oxygen into the lungs. Okay, we're into a lunge now. Look at you covered in sweat. We're into a lunge now. We're going to put our foot in front, hands behind our head, and just let our hip drape forward. But you're not letting your butt cheek contract, because as your hip falls forward, your bum cheek instinctively wants to contract to pull your hips back into alignment. Don't let it. Relax the butt cheek, relax the hip, and let the body just sink forward. You're not arching your back, you're just letting the hip fall forward and getting a nice stretch on the hip flexor. And relax the shoulder blades, because we still hold ourselves tense, and that in turn will find its way down to holding the body away from the stretch. Okay, and let's change to the other side. My knees are slipping on the floor. Good, relax the shoulder blades, relax the butt cheek, relax the hip. Let the body just sink forward into that stretch. Well, Nick, how did you find it today?
Marvellous.
Marvelous.
What was your most favourite exercise? What was your least favourite exercise? You can do it.
Up we come, while Nick still thinks.
The thread the needle was good.
Thread the needle was the good. Okay, and the right hand down the back, left on the elbow, pull to the side. The which?
Thrusters.
I like thrusters. I don't know why people have hated it for thrusters. Brilliant. Didn't fly though. You're right, Carol. It did drag a little bit at the end. Thanks a mil, Runan. Thanks, teens. I can only guess that that's a colloquial thing. Thanks was great. Thanks. Thanks was great. Thanks. You're very welcome, Mark. And pull to the side. Feeling the stretch on that left side. Modified. Thanks, Ron and Nick. That's what it's there for. It's there to be modified if necessary, to facilitate the posture and technique and the ability. Okay, back to center, guys. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth and go and delouse yourself. I'll see you tomorrow midday.